Hi everyone, today's video is how I find amazing plant deals at Lowe's, and I'm going to show you a couple of my new finds. So I'm Lisa from Down to Earth Gardening and Design, and first I want to just say that I am not sponsored by Lowe's. I'm just purely doing a informational video sharing my experience with my viewers. So I went to Lowe's the other day and I got some great plants half off on a clearance rack. And so I want to talk about what they are because I'm pretty excited about them, and how you find those, and then what in particular you want to look for, because there are some things you want to look for when you're selecting your new plants. So here's my tips on finding some great deals. So number one, easy. Go straight to the garden department, which I typically do, and look for their clearance rack. So the clearance rack usually has a yellow and black, yellow, white, and black sign on it. It's pretty visible, filled with plants off to the side or in the back. So you want to check it out every time you go, because they rotate what they put on that rack pretty frequently. Another way you can find good deals at Lowe's is you talk to someone in the garden department and ask when they put things out. So they typically have a schedule. You can ask for someone in the department or the manager of the garden center department, but all the stores put them out on a different schedule. Next, you can wait till the end of the month, because they typically do a heavier rotation for the new upcoming month. So that's a good chance, that's a good time that you'll find some things on the rack. And then last but not least, when the seasons change. So a lot of times they'll put things out if it's been really hot or really cold. So if things are showing signs of heat stress, they get a little nervous, they put them on the rack, they want to move them. Or if you live in a cold area where a frost has hit and that's just started happening, and they'll have a little bit of frost damage. Some of them can still be rescued. And so let me show you what I have here, and then we're going to move right into the tips of what to look for, because there are some specifics that you want to look for when you're shopping the sales. Okay, so I got mine 50% off, and I have two plants here. You will also see a slash on the tags. These are slashed in red, but I've seen them slash it in black as well. So here and here. So half off, that's a pretty deep discounted rate. So the first one that I have here is Cassandra. And this plant here typically flowers in the spring or through the summer. And so that might be one reason that they put it on the rack. There's another reason here. We're going to talk more about it when we're talking about tips. And then I have my orchid. Now this was kind of a no-brainer for me. It looks so great. There is something in particular I look for with orchids that I'm going to get to, but my guess here is they just had too much inventory. They had some new maybe orchids or some other plants they wanted to fill the racks with, so they put a whole bunch of them out in lots of different colors. And isn't this a beautiful one? Okay, so let's talk about what to look for, because that is super important. So when you're shopping the sales, I have 4 tips for you to check out when you're looking for some new plants. So number one is you want to look at the overall health of a plant. So you want to make sure that it has the potential for revival. So I'm going to use my Cassandra as an example here. Now, a lot of times in the big box stores or larger nurseries, it's really tough for them to keep on a great watering schedule. So you'll find that there's going to be a lot of things on the rack that have either been overwatered, underwatered, or inconsistently watered. And that is very common, and a very common reason that they're going to be highly discounted. So this one here has some brown crispy leaves, And so that is a sign of under or overwatering. So when I was checking it out, checking out the overall health when I was at the store, I also just put my fingers in the soil and it was super, super dry. So my guess is underwatering, and this is really not a big deal because it has a lot of healthy growth on it. So number two is you're going to be looking at the coloration. So even though there's some brown on here, you want to look for some healthy, vibrant new growth. So in this case, we're looking for some healthy, new, bright green leaves, which it does have. And if you're buying a variegated plant, then of course you're looking for that nice, healthy, new variegated growth. So coloration here, not too bad. Sometimes if you have a plant that is stressed from heat or even frost, you will also see a little bit of yellow on it, and a little bit is okay. And we're going to talk about aftercare at the end of the video, and I'm going to show you how to tackle that when you get your plants home. So number three, you want to check for pests. And when you're doing this check, you want to make sure that you look at the undersides of the leaves. So I will get my reading glasses out and I will get right in there, check out some leaves, undersides, and then you also want to check out the stems and make sure you don't see any pests on the stems. And then number four, you want to do a root check. So this here, I can see a little bit of the roots. Sometimes they'll slide right out of the container and you can check the roots. You'll often find that they are a little root bound, but that's okay. What you're looking for is some healthy, colorful roots that are firm and not mushy. So a lot of times those roots will be white. For my orchid, that's exactly what I did. And this was very important for this orchid here, is I slid out the container. So this is just a decorative pot that they put them in. And you can see, look at all these nice healthy roots in here. You can even see some new growth, which is a great sign. Okay, so let's just talk briefly about aftercare, because this is pretty simple, but you definitely want to give them some nice attention that they've been needing when you get them home. So because this one here has some crispy leaves on it and a little bit of yellowing, so they're just at the start of turning brown, what I want to do is I want to give it a good water, and then I want to give it a good trim. So I'm going to be removing all of the brown crispy leaves. And now remember, you may have found a discounted plant that's been overwatered. So if that is the case, then what you want to do is just let it dry out a little bit. It's a really great idea, if you can, to repot it. So then you're going to be taking it out, really checking out the roots and giving it some nice new soil, a container with some good drainage, and just give it a fresh new start. Now, with that said, this orchid here is flowering. So my preference with something that's in full flowering like this, especially an orchid, is to just leave it alone, put it in a windowsill that has some filtered sunlight, and then just regularly water it. But as soon as I can, I'm going to repot it. And my favorite method is growing these in water. So we do have a full-length video out on that. So that's what I'm going to be doing with my orchid once the flowers fade. And that's it. Voila, we got some really great plant deals, and it was so easy, and I'm super excited about it and to share it with you so you can get some plant deals too. So thanks so much for joining me. Don't forget to check out our new merch at our shop, because it helps support our channel, and we appreciate all of you so much at home. Give us a thumbs up if you liked our video, and subscribe to our channel, because we love gardening and sharing tips and tricks with all of you.